Oh yeah, hello, it's me, and welcome back to Crystalline. Alright, last time we had that deep conversation about life and stuff, with Leanna and all that. Then it finally happened. The main character, Leanna, they were all kissy. Alright, and now we're back with the gang. So, let's get started. We finally make it back to the tip of the mountain where we started. I hear the thunderous crack of dischargers in the distance. Leanna and I freeze. Was that? Another boom interrupts me. We hurry down and I hear the clank of blades and the sharp crackle of spells.
Something's wrong!
Yeah, no shit. Leanna runs. I sprint after her. The closer we approach camp, the clearer the sounds become. The clash of steel, dischargers firing, people yelling. My heart pounds and I urge the wind to propel me faster. From here, I can make out Amy, Zack, and Kara surrounded by a group of bandits. Half a dozen of them surround Zack alone.
We have you now, DeathSlinger.
Leanna seems surprised. She muttered under her breath.
DeathSlinger?
A wall of flames explodes in the bandits' path. Their attacks waver as the crackling fire makes them take cover. It takes me a whole second to realize that Amy casted.
We have to help!
You know what? No, I'm gonna be over here like a little bitch and just hide from them. Of course we're gonna help. These are our clica. These are our fucking gang right here. We gotta take them, man. Amy wields the flames to climb higher, her face twisted in concentration. Amy, watch out! Amelia spins around.
Ha!
A gale booms across the field, tearing apart grass and flinging up dirt. The bandits go flying.
They've got backup!
Hell yeah, we got backup. Leanna and I leap near our group. She scowls and draws her blade.
Don't just stand there! Get them!
These guys will never learn, will they? I should be used to unexpected things like this by now, but my heart still pounds. I unsheathe my sword. Orale, look. Camp ambush. Alright, let's do this. Bam. Shield. Sword. Shield. Sword. Axe. Yeah, we won.
Is everyone okay?
No. I got hit. I'm gonna die. Tell mommy mama that I love her. I nod, panting and surveying the damage around me. Zack grabs one of the bandits, who is barely hanging on, into consciousness.
How did you find me?
Kara's eyes widen.
Find you?
The bandit stays quiet. With a frustration groan, Zack drops him back down onto the ground and grabs another bandit. He takes out his blasters and shoots the bandit he dropped. The guy yelps as the bolt blasts into him. He faces the new bandit he grabbed.
Talk, or the same thing happens to you.
Shit, Zack. This guy's fucking hardcore. Fucking cholo Zack. I'm just kidding. The bandit spits in Zack's face.
I have nothing to say to you, traitor.
Zack scowls and punches the man across the face, knocking him out cold.
Traitor?
We hear shallow laughter and turn to face another bandit clutching his side.
No one joins the Cloaked Brotherhood and leaves. You should already know that. Zack Spade.
Damn, what is this, man? It's a gang. Blood in, blood out. The only way you get out is by death, Fato.
Cloaked Brotherhood?
Why does it sound so stupid? Cloaked Brotherhood. Zack walks over to the bandit and kicks him across the face until he finally falls unconscious. Zack searches for the other bandits who may be awake, but no one else is responsive. Suddenly, Kara marches up to Zack, with her dagger drawn. Oh shit. Whoa, what the?
Kara! You were a part of the Cloaked Brotherhood this entire time?
Kara's voice is harsh, her eyes only containing hostility. Zack holds her gaze and doesn't flinch.
I am not a part of the Cloaked Brotherhood.
Then why did he call you a traitor? How do they know what your name is? Tell me!
Damn, this girl is really mad at him. Zack steps closer to her blade, his expression cold and stony.
I already told you, I am not a part of them.
Kara retracts her blade, but keeps glaring at him.
How do you even know who the Cloaked Brotherhood are?
Kara's eyes harden into polished jade. Her voice is flat and cold.
Because they destroyed my only home and family.
Shit. She sheaves her dagger and begins to walk away. Amy had stayed silent this entire time, watching the scene unfold, but she tries to stop Kara.
Kara.
Aww. Is Mommy and Daddy fighting? Don't fight. Mom, please stay here with me. Kara stops and gently shrugs out of her grasp.
I need some time to think.
Then she disappears into the trees. The air around Zack has been thickened with tension ever since the ambush. Kara still hasn't returned. We set up camp without her, not really sure what to do. Zack stays secluded from us and leans against a tree. His hair covers his face. It's been a while. Maybe we should go look for her. Leanna frowns and shakes her head.
It's probably best to give her some space for now.
Yeah, no kidding, man. She's probably right. Still, there's a heavy weight on my chest. I can tell Kara's hurting, but I'm even more confused by what's going on. What was that guild they were talking about?
I'm not too sure. It sounds like a mercenary guild.
Probably not a reputable one considering Kara's reaction. Leanna looks troubled. What's wrong?
They called him the DeathSlinger.
That's not the first time I've heard that name for Zack. Who exactly is the DeathSlinger?
He's an infamous mercenary for hire. They say he has a death wish. The DeathSlinger would take on missions and jobs that no one else would take on because of how dangerous they were. Anyone crazy enough to do those jobs were said to have no regard for their own life. Somehow the DeathSlinger took those impossible jobs and found a way to survive. At the Mage Guild, we were warned that there were certain encounters, or individuals, who if we ran into, we would not under any circumstances engage them. The DeathSlinger is one of those people.
Damn, Zack is one of those badasses, huh? So, what the I want to hear more stories about him, you know what I mean? Leanna shifts uncomfortably.
He has one of the highest body counts out of any mercenary.
I look at Zack. He may be a bit rough around the edges, but I know that deep down, he cares about people. What the DeathSlinger did, it doesn't sound like Zack at all. But this also isn't the first time we've seen him with bandits after him. When we first encountered him, Leanna mentioned those bandits seemed weird. Was it this mercenary guild chasing him? Can we trust Zack? Leanna hesitates, but Amelia pipes up.
Regardless of Zack's past, it appears his present self is no longer affiliated with the Cloaked Brotherhood or his persona of DeathSlinger. He has also not betrayed us thus far.
I suppose if you really wanted to do us harm, there have been plenty of opportunities already. Leanna nods, deep in thought. Still, I wonder what that guy meant by traitor. Amy frowns, pensively.
I have a few theories, although I do not advocate jumping to any conclusions before we have discussed the matters with Zack or Kara. Regardless, his previous time as DeathSlinger is something he has attempted to keep hidden as a way to disassociate himself with his past.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go back to who he was. Not gonna lie, ever since Zach's been here, she's been happy. Imagine him as DeathSlinger, moody, frowning, ready to kill any fucker in his way, right? But since he's been with us, he almost got a girlfriend with Kara. You know he likes her, and you know obviously she likes him. But shit's going down, man. We don't know how this is gonna be played out. Fuck. Leanna and I nod. Everyone has a past, but it's how they act in the future that's important. I hear footsteps. We turn to see Kara, finally returning to camp. Zach whirls around. I can't read the expression on his face. Relief? Uncertainty? As she gets closer, I notice that her eyes are puffy and pink. It's clear that she's been crying, but her expression remains cold. She stops in front of Zach.
Tell me about the Cloaked Brotherhood.
What do you want to know?
How did you become associated with them?
Zach pauses. At first, I think he's going to refuse to answer, but eventually, he does.
They gave me my mission to silence a target. It was a part of their initiation.
Blood in, man. Kara inhales sharply.
So you were looking to join them?
I can't see her face, but her voice. I can tell she's angry and disgusted. Zach nods. Kara's frown deepens.
That was before I knew what they were all about. When I went to carry out the mission, that's when I found out the truth. My target was an ex-member of the Cloaked Brotherhood. The rule is, the Brotherhood is for life. This person didn't want to kill anymore, and he ran away. He was being hunted but had evaded the Brotherhood for years. When they finally found him, he was living a simple life, in a small village with a wife and 2 kids. The mission was to kill him and everyone close to him, and to send a clear message for anyone else who would want to leave the Brotherhood. That was my initiation.
Dude, that's why in East Los, that's why I didn't join any fucking gangs. Just imagine if I would have joined a gang. Seriously, man, they're for life. You don't fuck around with that. Fuck. And also, I don't want to go to jail. Seriously, that life is either jail or prison. No, prison or death. And to be honest, I like good food and I love women, so I'm not about to fuck around with that, you know?
I know my target killed people. Probably innocent people too, since he was part of the Brotherhood. But his family was innocent. Their only crime was knowing him. I've never killed innocent people before, and I wasn't going to start then.
I rest a glance over my shoulder. Kara's arms are crossed, but she seems to be listening.
When I found my target, I warned him of my mission and told him I would cover him so he and his family could escape. I knew the others who joined me in my mission would kill me if they knew I'd betrayed them, so I took them out before they could get me. And then I let my target go free. Once the Cloaked Brotherhood found out I didn't complete the mission and help the target escape, I knew they would start hunting me. I tried to get away and stayed in hiding for as long as I could.
Kara finally lets out a loose sigh. The tension unwinds from her body as she slumps a little. She seems to believe Zach. Zach looks directly at Kara.
But they are a very covert guild who deal in secrets. How do you even know of the Cloaked Brotherhood?
Her voice is thick with tears, and I can tell she's trying to hold them back.
My dad was one of their targets. He had stumbled into some information when he was working as a treasurer's assistant. He reported it to the treasurer, who had been corrupt and sought to silence him. We escaped, but our life was never the same. We had to move from city to city and never stayed in one place for longer than a few days. My dad would be gone for hours, sometimes even days at a time. But no matter how long he was gone, I was never really afraid because I always knew he'd come back for me. Until one day, he didn't. I knew something had happened to him, but I had no way of finding him. I spent my life trying to figure out what had happened. I dug into as much as I could. The treasurer, what it was, who called the hit, everything. I found out it was the Cloaked Brotherhood who did it, but there was no more information I could gather on them. They cover all of their tracks. I'm not sure if he's really dead or not. I've tried to come to terms with it.
But you want closure.
She nods. Zack pauses and surveys her for a moment.
I know their base of operation. They have a ledger there that keeps records of all the jobs. So even though this happened years ago, you could still find your answer.
Kara's back straightens. There's a glimmer of hope in her eyes.
But do you really want to know the truth? It might not be the answer you want to hear.
Kara's jaw clenches and her eyes are aflame with determination.
Yes.
Zack nods. Kara's expression softens.
I'm sorry for jumping to conclusions earlier. I just haven't heard the name Cloaked Brotherhood in so long, and as soon as I heard it...
She looks down.
I understand.
I won't be able to concentrate knowing there's finally a lead I can pursue about my dad. As much as I don't want to, I'll have to leave the group.
He turns away, but Zack grabs her arm.
I'm coming with you.
I hate the music so much. It's like... doo doo doo. Kara's eyes widen.
What?
I've been running from my past for long enough, but enough is enough. They'll never stop searching for me, and the longer I run, the more I put others at risk.
I hate this music so much. They use it like in every anime, where it's like, no, I'm going with you because of my past. Like, come on, man. Like, fuck, shit, man. He gestures at Amy and the rest of us.
I don't want to be the one that puts all of us in danger. I'd never forgive myself if I let them hurt the ones I care about most.
Hell yeah, fool. He looks into Kara's eyes. Her cheeks flush, but a small smile graces her lips.
I guess we'll both be leaving then.
Looks like it.
When they turn around to approach us, Leanna's already standing smiling expectantly.
So, where do we go next to take care of the Cloaked Brotherhood?
Kara freezes, her mouth agape.
What?
You said you guys are going to take care of that guild, right? What's our next step?
Zack and I are going to go alone.
Nah. You're part of our gang, okay? Okay, senora? You're part of our gang. We don't fucking let one of our own go alone. Like, don't get me wrong, he's strong and all, but they got a lot of people. You need backup. We got you. Amy shakes her head.
If your description of the Cloaked Brotherhood is accurate, then this mission will have a greater chance of success with the aid of the entire group.
Zack crosses his arms.
Absolutely not. It's too dangerous.
I believe my combat abilities as a Mage-caster have been proven on numerous occasions.
And as a Mage-Knight and an active member of the Mage Guild, I have been trained for dangerous missions such as this.
Kara looks at me.
But what about collecting energy to help him get back home?
They look expectantly at me. I don't want to be a part of this. No, fuck it, man. They could wait. We already hit 3 temples, and the last temple isn't going anywhere anytime soon. You all didn't hesitate to help me when I needed it. I know my skills aren't quite as impressive, but I'm ready to do my part to help you guys too. Leanna smiles approvingly at my response. Kara's at a loss for words.
I'm not sure what to say.
You don't need to say shit. We get ready, we go. We're gonna get these fuckers, okay? Look at me, acting so hard.
Boy!
Fucking Pongo too. Put a fucking bandana on him, man. We all glance in surprise at the Pongo. See? Even the Pongo wants to go.
Boy!
Fuck yeah, man. He nuzzles Kara's leg, gives Zack a tentative look, who returns his look with a stony glance.
Boy!
Come on, man. Don't fucking be scared of him. Mustering up his courage, he scoots over to Zack and nuzzles his leg briefly, then races back to safety of my leg. Zack's expression is not harsh as he watches the Pongo.
If this is what you guys want to do, I'm not gonna stop you.
Kara looks like she's about to say something, then changes her mind and shakes her head. A smile spreads across her face.
Thanks, you guys.
the tension in the air disperse, and things start to feel like they're back to normal. Leanna and Kara share a wide grin, and even Amy looks positive. And I forgot to put my shit to silent, my phone. I hope you didn't hear that.
Let's get going then.
Alright, let's go. I shuffle a yawn, which Kara notices.
Hold on, Zach. It's already nighttime and we don't have a plan formulated. I think we can afford one extra day to set everything out.
Leanna nods.
Let's sleep on it and decide what our next steps will be in the morning.
Shouldn't we, move? This is the same place where we, basically kicked ass, you know what I mean? Shouldn't we move so they won't be like, hey, or the guys wake up, or fucking more people come out of the fucking woodworks? I don't know, man. I'm just... What did I know, you know? What did I know?
Sounds good to me.
Zach heads to his bedroll, and the rest of us filter into our bedrolls too. I gradually fall asleep as the last ember of fire dies down and snuffed out. The next day, I wake up to the sound of voices. Looking over, I see Zach and Kara speaking in low whisper. They consult with Leanna and Amelia, while the pongo snores softly beside me. As I stir in my bedroll, Leanna glances over at me.
Good morning.
Morning. The pongo opens groggy eyes as I carefully scoot out of the bedroll.
Hi.
It's time to go, man. It's time to go fuck up the fools. Sorry, I wasn't trying to wake you. Go back to sleep. He opens his mouth wide in a sleepy yawn.
Boy, boy.
Shaking himself in a little shudder, he blinks his eyes a few times and then focuses a wide grin.
Boy.
And I guess he's awake now. He hops with me as I take my seat with the rest of the party. What's going on?
We're mapping out our route to the Cloaked Brotherhood's hideout.
Oh.
I figured you might want to sleep in. It'll end up being a bit of a journey to get there.
Nah. I should be here discussing, you know what I mean? I'm part of this gang too. So, what is this all about? I give Leanna an appreciative smile. Thanks. So, where are we headed then?
The Cloaked Brotherhood is located somewhere within Bridgewick, and that's located back towards the southeast.
Sounds like we'll be doing a little bit of backtracking.
You are correct. However, that is still advantageous towards our main goal. To reach the water temple, we would have to travel in the same direction regardless.
That's not too bad then. Although I figured no matter what we had to travel south. Sorry. I can't read shit. That's not too bad then. Although I figure no matter what we have to travel south, since we're pretty far up north. Kara faces Zach.
You're positive the Cloaked Brotherhood is in Bridgewick?
He nods.
How do you know if you never joined them? Even through all my research and contacts, I wasn't able to learn their location. They keep it very well protected.
I wasn't supposed to know it either. The Brotherhood doesn't reveal the location until you've been initiated. When I was sent to complete my initiation mission, one of the men let slip the location before confirming the completion of my mission. I haven't gone there myself to confirm, so once we reach Bridgewick, we'll need to do more scouting.
It still sounds like our best lead.
I guess we have a plan then. The team separates as we clean up the camp and get ready to depart. Then, we begin the trek towards Bridgewick. It takes us a few days to travel back south. Even though the mission of our journey has changed, Leanna still has me following a strict training regimen. We continue to practice sparring and casting, and I feel myself improving with each session. It won't be long before I can beat Leanna in a match. I hope. After about 5 days of traveling, we finally arrived in Bridgewick. The cobblestone streets are paved and well kept, and as we pass through the marketplace, I hear the growing voices of peddlers advertising their wares. More traditional shop front lines the streets, and a few shopkeepers chase away any tents set up in front of their stores. The Pongo buries his face into my neck as we walk through. People bustle around as they shop. Everything about this town feels strangely ordinary. If I didn't know any better, I would have never guessed there's a dark guild hiding beneath the ordinary facade. Huh.
What is it?
This place seems kind of pleasant.
What were you expecting?
Something more like Wolf's Den vibe, honestly.
Hiding someplace unremarkable is a pretty good strategy. They don't typically see too much crime here.
I wonder how much influence they have on the townsfolk here.
No shit, like I'll be thinking it's like the mafia back in the days. Like all the businesses pay protection, everything is well kept, people feel safe, you know what I mean? But stir up any trouble and the fucking Cloak Brotherhood will probably stab you or some shit, beat the fuck out of you.
Probably very little. I'd guess that most of the townsfolk don't even realize that the Brotherhood is even here.
Really? Shit, man. I probably thought it would be like fucking Robin Hood or some, not Robin Hood, but like they're the people's hero or whatever shit. I don't know, like most gangs are like that. Like how the Italian mafia back then in New York, back then like in the 50s, they were well respected, you know what I mean? Like you didn't go to the cops, you went to the Italians. And the same thing with back then in East Los, you didn't go to the cops, man, because fucking the white boys didn't really like us. Well, back then cops were all white. So we went to like the cholos, the pachucos, you know what I mean? We tell them our problems, they go handle it, you know? And even now, like a little bit, not too much, because I don't know about you, but cholos have no class now. Shit. I'm rambling, but I'm gonna say this one thing. Back then in the day, my dad was telling me that they would never, like if you had your hyena, your girl with you, right? Like they wouldn't attack you, even if you're a piece of shit. Now they'll attack you, your family, they don't give a shit. It's just fucked up, you know? Alright, let's continue. I'm just rambling right now. Even so, I'm not sure if I like the idea of us hanging around in plain view like sitting ducks. Maybe we should go to the inn until we can figure out what to do next. Zach shakes his head.
Too many people might recognize me there.
I thought you said the townspeople are innocent.
They may be, but the inn is a prime target to leave Cloaked Brotherhood scouts. They'll most likely recognize Zach and alert the guild that he's here.
Motherfucker, change your clothes then. Change your hair. Or go wait outside while we do our shit. Kara frowns, looking worried.
That's a good point, which brings up an even larger problem. Where can Zach hide out? It might take a few days to even find a lead. He has to be able to stay and sleep somewhere.
I have a contact here. We can ask him if he'll let me lay low for a while.
Aye. Kara raises her eyebrow.
Who is it?
A friend of a friend. He won't turn us away.
Zach leads us through the city and pauses in front of a small shop, a sign with a hammer and anvil hanging above the door. This must be a blacksmith forged. He opens the door, and a small bell dings above our heads. Weapon lines the wall, their blades winking in the light. I can hear the faint sound of a hammer smacking against metal as an orange glow flickers down the hall. We wait a few minutes to see if anyone comes out. When no one does, Zach leads us into the back, where we see a man. His face is sweaty and raw in concentration as he hammers a blade. Sparks fly when he hits it. The constant hammering is making my ears ring. Zack steps out of the doorway, his shadow casting over the man's work.
Hey,
The man looks up and blinks.
Oh, good afternoon.
He wipes his forehead with the back of his arm, and smiles.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It's usually pretty quiet out front at this time. What can I do for you?
are you Adrian?
His smile remains on his face, but a line of tension creases his brows.
I am. Who's asking?
I'm a friend of Damon.
Adrian's eyes widen, and he lets out a long, slow breath.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
He always spoke very highly of you. Said the only blade worth having was the one forged by Adrian.
Adrian laughs, a deep, throaty rumble.
And then he switched to discharges. Lost half my business when that happened.
His expression softens, and he takes a closer look at Zack.
You that boy you took him? Although, you're not so much a boy anymore.
Zack,
Adrian nods.
I'm sorry about what happened to Damon. He didn't deserve to go like that.
no, he didn't.
Zack lowers his head, so his hair falls over his eyes. Zack isn't usually this emotional. Whoever they're talking about, he must have meant a lot to Zack. Okay. It's just a typical, my father figure died. Was he an assassin, or was he like a mercenary? Because he used chargers and swords, what kind of a common person needs that, you know?
Anyway, Damon was like a brother to me, and I know how much he cared about you. He wouldn't stop talking about how you were going to be one of the best mercs out there, maybe rivaling even him.
Okay, he was a merc. Shit.
Anything I can do to help, you just let me know. A friend of Damon's is a friend of mine.
Zack nods. He takes a moment to recompose himself, then looks back up.
I appreciate the offer. In fact, I do have a favor to ask. Would it be alright if I lay low here for a while?
The blacksmith strokes his chin, smearing snot across his jaw. I notice the skin on his forearms looks like it's been melted, and it takes me a moment to realize that they're burn scars.
I won't ask why, but can you promise me you won't bring anything back to my shop? I don't need any trouble here.
I promise you won't be involved at all.
He grins a little and nods.
Then, feel free to stay as long as you need.
Thank you.
The rest of you going to stay here too?
Leanna shakes her head.
It's a bit crowded in here, and we've got some things to take care of first. Hi!
Adrian's eyes the Pongo warily. The Pongo shrinks from his gaze.
Boy?
He wobbles over to my leg and hides behind me. Well, actually, the Pongo might stay. You be on your best behavior, right? He grins up at me and cuddles against my leg.
Boy.
Just in case, I reach for a small crystal. Just in case, I reach for a small crystal. I can't read. Come on. Just in case, I reach for a small crystal, stack on the shelves, and fish for a handful of coins, which I offer to Adrian. Is it okay if I buy this? He accepts my coin. I offer the crystal to the Pongo, who excitedly snatches it up. He wiggles happily in a little jiggle dance.
Boy.
Leanna melts as she watches the Pongo.
Aww.
He should be good to go, and won't touch anything else in the shop. Satisfied, Adrian nods.
Alright, you can stay.
Kara touches Zack's arm.
We'll be back as soon as we can.
He nods, but doesn't say anything. Kara gives him a gentle squeeze before we return to the main room. We pause before leaving the shop. Once outside, I face the remainder of our party.
Alright, we've got to find the location of the Cloaked Brotherhood's hideout. It'll make more sense if we split up to find information.
Dude, how the hell are we gonna find them?
Agreed. Our best course of action is to investigate in pairs. That way, Should anyone befall any trouble, they will not be alone.
Good thinking.
Amy and I will start in the north of the town, while you two start in the south. We'll meet up back here afterwards.
Aight. Once agreed, we split up. Leanna and I head off in one direction, while Kara and Amelia go the opposite way. Leanna and I pause at the marketplace.
I'll scout some of the buildings out around here and see if I can find any unusual activity.
Okay, if you ask around inside, I could look around out here in the marketplace. She grins.
Sounds like a plan.
She heads off. I turn around and scan the area. Let's see. Ask a mother and her child? That's stupid. Ask the guards? Nah, I'm gonna do racial profiling right now. I'm gonna ask these guys. I walk up to a group of people, mostly young guys. They cluster together, blocking off an alley. Someone must have said something funny because they abruptly burst into laughter. Hey. They look up at me.
What do you want?
Should I just say it? No. Has anything weird been going on in this town? The first man narrows his eyes.
What do you mean weird?
Like people disappearing, crime rate going up, assassins, ninjas. He blinks.
What?
What? He sneers and waves his hand.
Get out of here, kid. We don't know what you're talking about.
I walk away with a soft sigh. Maybe they weren't the best people to talk to. Yeah, no shit. Like, when has racial profiling ever worked, man? No, you can talk to informants, you talk to fucking... Well, depending if you're not a cop, you talk to, you know what I mean? Talk to cops, you talk to people patrolling the area. Two guards are playing some kind of a dice game in front of a fancy looking building with a wrought iron fence. They don't seem to be keeping a particularly good eye on the town. Excuse me. The guards pause. They look up.
Yes, can we help you?
What's the crime like around here? How's protecting the city going? The guards blink.
Fine.
Arrest anyone suspicious lately? I lean against the fence, trying to appear super casual. That's stupid, come on. You know, like some murderer from a recently secret mercenary guild or something. Really? The other guard face settles into a frown.
Is there something you need? We're kind of busy.
You ain't busy, you ain't doing shit. I glance at their dice game. So much for protecting and serving. Right, I'm sorry. I shuffle away. Ask the mother and children. Excuse me. The woman freezes and stops to turn around. The woman's mouth pulls into a distorted frown. She takes in my leather armor and the sword strapped into my back. Her eyes guarded and wary. She shuffles her son behind her.
What do you want?
I'm new in town. I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about the town. Her eyes narrow.
What about it?
I just moved here a bit ago. Is there anything you should... I just moved here a bit ago. Is there anything you think I should know? The woman pauses. Her lips flatten into a thin line.
Yes. You shouldn't be traveling alone.
Her grip tightens around her little boy's hand. My stomach clenches. Oh? I shift uncomfortably. Why? Is there anything strange out here? The woman's mouth clenches shut. Clearly, she's not up to answering any more of my questions.
If you'll excuse me.
She knows something, fool. She elbows her way past me and disappears back into the crowd. That wasn't as successful as I hoped it'd be. I search for Leanna and find her outside one of the buildings. Any luck? She shakes her head. Me neither.
Maybe we should head back and see if the others have had more success.
Yeah, good idea. We make our way back to the blacksmith shop. It looks like Kara and Amelia are already waiting for us.
There you guys are!
Kara splits into a bright smile when she sees us. She seems to be in a good mood. I hope this means you found something.
You bet! I think I got a lead.
I raise my eyebrows, impressed. Really? She nods.
I noticed there were a lot of people going in and out of this one area. It might be nothing, or it could lead us exactly where we need to go.
Leanna nods in agreement.
That sounds like our best bet. We should grab Zach and get going.
Aight. We meet up with Zach and fill him in on what we found. He's strapped on his dischargers and together we head out of the shop. Kara takes us through a shortcut in the city, hitting more isolated streets. The fewer people who see Zach, the better. She steers us into an alley and then turns around a sharp corner.
Right here.
She gestures to a house. I squint at it. It doesn't look any different than the other houses in the city. What exactly am I looking at?
This place doesn't seem like much, but I've seen people come in and out. If this was someone's home, you'd expect to see the same person there all the time. But that's not the case.
Oh yeah, chica, that's pretty smart.
Let's check it out then.
Aight. There's a man stationed right outside the home, but Zach easily knocks him out. As we enter the house, the first thing I see is a rickety dining table and a mere kitchen. Sunlight slices across the floor from a single window. I notice a red flap covering the entrance to what might be another room. Kara walks around the room, testing the floors and walls for any creaks or hollow sounds. She shoves aside a curtain to expose a blank wall. Pushing against a knot in the wood, the wall swings back to reveal a doorway leading to an underground staircase. I wait for Kara to grin or make some kind of her usual jokes, but she doesn't. Instead, her jaw clenches. She looks nervous. We all stare down into the dark.
Let's go.
I stiffly nod. We descend down the stairs. A bright light bursts through the dark. At the bottom of the steps, I can hear two males' voices. Whoever it is, it sounds like they're laughing and joking with each other. Zach. Oh shit. Zach draws his dischargers. There's a crack and then a flash of violet light. The sentry grunts in pain and collapses before he even has a chance to sound the alarm. I dash down and ready my sword. Alright, we're gonna beat up these fools, man. Shield. Axe. Oh fuck. Daggers. Fire. Axe. Sword. Fire. Yeah, I won. I almost fucked that up, because I hit that shit twice. The guard cuts at my face with his sword. I lunge, blocking him with a spray of sparks. My manipulator glows, and I hack at him again. He cries out, struggling to keep up. With a final swing, his sword clatters to the ground. With the sentries disposed of, we step past them and follow the hallway. Zach leads the way as the hall opens up into a larger room. It's darkly lit, with deep wooden tables. It looks to be like some sort of a guild hall. There are enclosed areas branching from the main hall, one of which is guarded. If I had to guess, the ledgers are probably stored in that room. The others must have come to the same conclusion as we creep closer to get a better look. A floorboard creaks and another bandit hears us. He scrambles for the dischargers at his waist, but he's not fast enough. Leanna shoots her hand out, and a wind gale blasts him away.
Let's go!
We walk around the bandit, sprawling across the floor, and follow Zach into the room. A man looks up at us from behind a desk. He is shocked. He has a shock of red hair and a few scars across his face.
You can't be back here. This is for authorized...
He freezes, the words catch on his lips. Then his eyes widen.
Zach?
What the fuck? A heavy pause. Zach's face is taut with shock.
It can't be. There!
Who the fuck is Ver? Find out next episode. No, just kidding. I'm gonna play this shit. Ver gaps at him. Then his expression melts into a weary smile, and a laugh bubbles out of him.
Of course it's you. It's always you, isn't it?
Zach's face is frozen with shock and confusion.
There! You're alive!
Yes, and I'm just as surprised to see you, too. Although I really shouldn't be. I should have known better.
What are you talking about? Where have you been this whole time?
Ver shakes his head.
A bit slow on the uptake. Honestly, I expected better from you, Zach, the prodigal son.
Zach's jaw clenches.
You've been here, with the Cloaked Brotherhood.
Ver slides into a slippery grin.
There you go. I knew you'd get there eventually.
Zach's eyes darken to the color of a storm.
Our last mission together. You, me, Damon, and the others. We had to transport the weapons. Seemed easy enough at the time. You were there on the crystal rail with us. But you weren't there when they all got attacked.
Ver's mouth curls into a snare.
Apparently, neither were you.
No. I was sent to look for you. We thought maybe something happened when you didn't return from scouting.
Ver scoffs.
Damon couldn't even trust me to do one thing. He sent you to fix it for me, didn't he?
He was worried about you. That's what happens when you're part of a team.
Don't give me that bullshit.
Damn. Ver's eyes narrow. He grips the back of his chair as so hard his knuckles turn white. The words flow out of his mouth like poison, each one more clipped and venomous than the last.
Damon only cared about you. The rest of us only mattered in how we compared to you.
That's not true!
How would you know?
I knew Damon. He cared about all of us. We were a family!
Ver croaks out a laugh.
You're still just as naive as before. And if Damon hadn't trusted you as much as he did, maybe he'd still be alive.
Is this fucker really jealous? Is that why he killed everyone? Literally. Don't be fucking jealous. Like, you don't need to be jealous of anyone. Why? Because they're better than you? Because someone loves them more than you? Fuck them, you know what I mean? Love yourself, vato. If you don't love yourself, then you're fucked. Literally. This guy, he fucked away his people who cared about him and everything. For what? Jealousy, man. Probably greed, too. This fucking marijuana dreamer, man. Fucking stupido. Zach grips on his dischargers, tightens.
You were sent to find me, but you couldn't. Because I'm smarter than you, and always have been. It's too bad Damon wasn't able to see that, but I found people who did.
Fucking arrogant. He gestures to the guild around him.
If you had caught me, then maybe the attack wouldn't have happened. Maybe the Cloaked Brotherhood wouldn't have secured the weapons and killed everyone on that crystal rail. Damon died because you couldn't complete your mission.
Suddenly, a loud crack rings in my ears, and a flash of purple sparks in my vision. Zach stands his discharger raised, while Ver clutches at his side. He snares and whips around his own discharger and shoots at Zach, who defiantly dodges it. I snap back to reality and pull out my sword. Leanna and Amelia power up their manipulators as Kara reaches for her daggers. Alright, battle with Ver. Okay. Shit. Don't fuck up. I'm gonna fuck this up. Okay, I won. I knew I was gonna win. Ver crumbles into a heap on the ground, grasping Zach's eyes. Zach's eyes are a dark abyss as he calmly aims his discharger at Vera's head. Kara's eyes widen.
Zach, what are you doing?
What are you doing? My stomach gives an unpleasant twist. Leanna and Amelia look equally as shocked. Zach grips on his discharger, tightens. Kara slowly steps towards him.
Look at him. He's done. You don't have to do this.
What are you talking about? He killed like a father figure, man. He killed his familia. He needs to go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hate this about anime or like any comic book. No, be the bigger person. Even though he killed your... Oh, fuck, I hit the mic. Even though he killed your family, be the bigger No, fuck that, man. He killed your family, man. He needs to pay. He needs to die. The discharger shakes in his hand. Hurt and anger flashes across his face.
I understand your anger, your pain, but killing him won't make all that pain disappear. It won't bring back your friend.
No, it will not. But why is my friend dead and he's still alive, you know? Fuck him. Kara gently touches Zach's arm.
Don't stoop to his level. You won't be able to come back from it.
You really don't know him, do you? He's killed countless people just like I have. Do you really think one more to his tally will hurt his conscience? Don't be so stupid.
This fucking guy, I would've shot him completely right in the face. No open funeral. Zach doesn't comment.
Just do it already.
Zach grip tightens. Once more, he aims his weapon. My breath catches in my throat, and the air stills in taut tension as time seems to freeze.
No.
Alright, I'm just gonna roll with it, you know? He lowers his weapon. Vera exhales hard, then laughs.
You've gone weak. Maybe we aren't as much alike as I thought.
You're right. Because I'm nothing like you. I don't murder the people I care about.
What?
You were my brother for the longest time, and family is complicated. You'll have to live with what you did, and maybe it won't be today or tomorrow. But someday, your decisions will come back to haunt you.
Vera scoffs.
That soft heart is what got Damon killed, and what will eventually kill you, too.
Zach swings the discharger around, clutching into Vera's temple. He slumps to the ground. The echoing quiet seeps in, sweeping in to bring life back to us. Zach breathes hard as he stares at the body on the ground.
You did the right thing.
Yeah, you did the right thing. Giving him a concussion. He might be in a coma, and he might die of brain damage. But it's a good thing you didn't shoot him in the face. I'm sorry, it's like, if you hit him really hard with a weapon, you might give him brain damage, or probably death. You know what I mean? Depending on how hard you hit him. Because he didn't hit him with his fist, he hit him with fucking metal, with the gun, right? What did you hit him with? Yeah, the charger. Like, you probably could have killed him with that, depending on how hard you hit him. He doesn't say a word, anything. I glance over at Leanna. Her blue eyes watch Zach closely. Her mouth, a thin line. I wonder what she's thinking about. Hey. She glances at me and gives me a small smile.
Hey.
You okay?
Yeah, I feel for Zach. It must have been really hard knowing that someone you trusted could have betrayed you.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have killed him. Yeah. I hear a soft rustling and see Amelia rummaging through the books. Amy? She looks up.
Yes?
Are you sure now's a good time to be doing that?
The goal of this mission is to acquire the ledger which contains information regarding Kara's family. Is it not?
Her voice wavers as she tries to put on a brave face.
It is evident that these books are the ledgers which we seek. To find the specific book, we would need to require a lengthy amount of time which we do not have. I would advise all of us to assist in this function.
Yeah, but maybe this is her way of coping with the situation. I gestured towards Zach. He shakes his head.
Amy's right. We need to find the ledger and get out of here.
He shakes out of Kara's grasp and begins pulling out books.
What date should we be looking for, Kara?
Oh, let me think.
Kara heads over to Zach while Leanna and I jump in to help. Once we know what date to search for, we get started on sorting the books. We work tirelessly, glancing behind us ever so often to see if anyone notices us. Then, Zach wordlessly hands Kara a ledger. Her eyes search his... Sorry. Dude, my ass is fucking hurting me, like this chair. Like, I've been sitting here for hours. It's just, the story's so fucking interesting. Like, really, I'm not gonna lie. Her eyes searches his as she takes the book with trembling hands.
Is that the ledger we require?
Kara nods, but doesn't read it. We wait awkwardly, but Kara doesn't move.
Why don't we just take it with us? We can read it at a more fitting time. Right now, we might have to get out of here before more of the Brotherhood finds us.
Yeah.
Kara shakes her head to clear her thoughts, and her voice grows stronger.
I mean, you're right. We need to get out of here.
Emilia grabs a few more books and tucks them under her arm. What are you doing?
I'm acquiring proof should we wish to alert the proper authorities about the Cloaked Brotherhood.
Good idea. I think those will be enough, though. Let's go.
The group nods and we slip out of the room. I follow the group through a corridor and we navigate to the exit. The sky is a canvas of darkness when we exit the house. Bright stars prick holes in the inky blanket of night. I let out a soft breath of relief. We made it. Zach marches ahead of us. He approaches the first guard we find. The guard stiffens as Zach approaches, taking in his black coat and scar.
Can I help you?
Yes. We discovered something that might be interesting to you.
Oh?
There's a band of dangerous mercenaries living in this area. They're called the Cloaked Brotherhood, known for taking on jobs which hurt innocent people. We've just discovered their home base.
The guard looks surprised.
I've never heard of this group.
That's the point.
He seems dismissive and skeptical. Leanna, come on, you're fucking Mage Guild, come on.
It's pretty hard to believe that a dangerous organization has been in this town the whole time without our knowledge.
How hard is that to believe, fucker?
They don't operate openly.
Still, the guard seems unconvinced. Zach shoves the 3 books Amy grabs from the ledger room at him.
Here's a list of some of their targets, and these are just a few of them. There's a whole room full of even more names and missions.
The guard rolls his eyes as he opens the first book, but his jaw tightens as he flips through the pages.
These are death dates.
Yes.
He continues to flip through the book, and then opens up the second.
Look how far back these dates and names go. They've been operating for a while.
The guard snaps the book shut, his mouth frowning in obvious distaste.
Where did you say you found this?
His voice is hardened and his eye is steely. Zach points to the house.
There's a hidden doorway behind a curtain in the front room. You'll need reinforcements.
I'll look into this. If all of this is real, then there are serious crimes being committed.
His demeanor changes completely from the bored, listing man we approached. His footsteps are brisk and sharp as he seeks out his fellow guards. Kara is still clinging to the book. She clutches it into her chest. Zach noticed Kara's expression.
Come on, let's go to the inn.
She furrows her brows.
What if someone sees you?
It doesn't matter anymore. The scouts will return to headquarters to discover an army of guards storming the place. I'll be the last of their worries.
That's true.
Kara sounds like she's still in a daze as Zach steers her towards the inn. The rest of us follow silently behind. And I'm gonna end it there. I think that's a good place to end it, you know? we kicked ass, we gave them a 1-2, you know? And now they're dead. Not dead, arrested. I don't know, man. I think it's maybe me living in East Los and I have like a different view, but I don't believe in that, like, leaving that fucker alive. If someone betrayed you, family, you know, like family, a friend or something, right? They betrayed you. They hurt one of your own. Like, if my brother killed one of my family members, like my other brother, my sisters, my mom or my dad, I don't think without like, how do I say it right? Without a doubt. Yeah, that without a doubt, I'll probably kill him. You know? That goes for just my immediate family. I don't give a shit about my extended family, like my cousins and all that. No. You know what I mean? If someone hurts like your father, your mother, and your brothers, and they might be one of your brothers or a friend, just without a doubt, like, bam, dead. I'm sorry, this is my view. You know what? Comment down what your view. Would you have let him live? Like, seriously. Be serious right now. Would you have let him live? I wouldn't. Okay, if you liked the video, like and subscribe. Write a comment about anything. And hit the bell notification. Okay then. Well, this is adios, you know? This is bye-bye. Alright then, farewell. And, you know, as always, bye-bye.